We welcome you all to this weekend's WoMCast. My name is Bill Bobo from Nigeria, content and social media marketer and the founder of World of Marketing. If you don't know me before, what I do is that I help businesses solve their problems online. So if you want to business and your stuff, reach out to me on LinkedIn at Bill or Twitter or Instagram at Bill.Bobo. WoMCast like this are usually held every weekend on our Facebook and YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page as well so you don't miss out on amazing discussions like this that we held every week that is on World of Marketing. So before we begin, I would like to introduce you the founder of World of Marketing, the brain behind all of this, Ashish Singh. Let's hear his thoughts. Hello, Ashish.
Hello. Hello and namaste everyone. My name is Ashish Singh and I welcome you all to World of Marketing webcast, which we call WoMCast. It gives me an immense pleasure to be a part of such a great community. Before we start today's WoMCast, I would like to take this opportunity to share something about World of Marketing. WOM is not like other marketing communities where people join for networking. This community is formed for knowledge sharing, where we encourage our members to share ideas, experiences, and wisdom. Even we provide platform for our members to be a part of WOM initiatives, where they can add values, new elements of marketing and business management. To sum up, I would like to say that WOM is a community which goes beyond networking, and I sincerely hope everyone will enjoy today's WOMcast and also learn something new. As my friend will explain, like today's topic is shaping the future with smartphone, with entire Africa panelist. Today, we are carrying a device which is more stronger than a machine used in 1969 to send Apollo 11 to the moon. Just imagine the power which we carry in our pocket. We carry an entire photo studio, powerful music system, supercomputer in our pocket. And since the evolution of smartphone, it has been shaping the human life. It's a bundle of joy, emotions, aspirations, wisdom, knowledge, everything. Uh, I will tell you how. Smartphone connects you to your loved ones. Previously, it was a one-to-one video call. Now you can talk to an entire village in one single click. Earlier, millions of rupees used to spend organize a political rally in India. Yes, now everyone has a smartphone, and these rally happens in a smartphone. Earlier, it was one-way communication. Now a smartphone gives an opportunity to ask questions. Yes, ask the questions. So it helps to implement better administration reforms. And this is not it. It has been shaping and more improvement will happen soon. You see. Similarly, in science and technology, arts and music, I mean, in every sector, smartphone plays a significant role. And making the life of human better and better with each new innovations. This is not saying because I'm working for a smartphone company, but it happens. So I'll just say my friend Will to take out from here. Yeah, Will, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ashish. So to begin, we're going to watch a video presentation that will throw some light to the topic, shaping the future with your smartphone. The evolution of smartphone in recent years cannot be overemphasized. Some 20 years ago, Nigeria as a case study, we didn't even have phones, talk more of smartphones. The first smartphone in the world, shockingly, was released in 1992. It was called the Simon Personal Communicator, and it was created by IBM, International Business Machines. This smartphone was released some 15 years earlier before the very first iPhone was released in 2007. But as we've seen over the years, smartphones just keep getting smarter and smarter. These phones and the many apps that soon followed changed the way we communicate, the way we do business, the way we entertain ourselves, the way we socially interact with others, and the way we learn. Smartphones has had a remarkable impact not just in the marketing space, but in all sectors of the world. Smartphones have increased the ability to communicate and collaborate. Take, for example, some decades back, which company in Africa would have thought that they could hold board meetings or meetings with employees using an app on their smartphone or on their phone? The new normal has shown us all that it's not only doable, but it's more convenient, especially in places like Lagos, where traffic on its own takes more time than working hours. Another impact it has had is the ability to better utilize excess capacity. Excess capacity is an economic term that refers to capital or other assets that have been underutilized, like your personal car, for example. Uber came in using an app on a smartphone to change the entire taxi industry. Anyone with a smartphone can order a ride, and anyone with a smartphone that owns a car can better utilize his vehicle for profit. We can go on and on and on about how smartphones have shaped the present, how they are shaping the future, and how they are giving us more opportunities to be shaped with it. With this brief background that I've been given to the topic, I would like to introduce my co-moderator, Grace Ekanem. Hi, Grace. Grace, you're
Hi,
on mute.
Will. Okay. Hi. It's a privilege to be co-moderating this event with you today. My name is Grace Ekanem. I am a business analyst skilled in human resources management, operation management, and administrative support. I currently work for Work City Africa. Me in the studio, our panelists for today, and I have the privilege of introducing our first panelist, who is an entrepreneur. He has about 8 years experience in the corporate sector, having worked for both local and international brands, such as the Product Solution in the United Arab Emirates, Converge Media in the United States of America, and Peratica in Turkey. He is skilled in procurement, design, hospitality, tech, and recycling. He has been instrumental in helping the startup businesses in Nigeria gain a ground. With his experience and background, it is fitting for him to address this audience on this particular topic that is of utmost interest to us, especially now in the world we are living today. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Godpower Effiong. Mr. Godpower, welcome to WoMCast today.
Thank you so much, Grace. That was an elaborate introduction. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Welcome.
to have you here, God's power.
thank you.
We also have another, yeah, we also have another amazing personality here with us. His name is Shakawat Muna. Shakawat Muna is from Bangladesh. He is currently working in Raimaprus as a brand and marketing manager. He previously worked for Ajinomoto Group as a marketing manager, where he led the sales and marketing team. He also worked for many other organizations in different capacities. Muna has incredible acumen in the areas of event management, activation, digital marketing, brand management, sales management, marketing automation, thought leadership, and personal branding. He is also involved in some prominent organizations such as the National Debate Federation in Bangladesh, where he is the co-chairman, and the GGA Foundation, and is also the Global Goodwill Ambassador in the US. He won the 100 Most Influential Global Youth Marketing Professional Award from CMO Asia, that is in Mumbai, India. Good to have you here, Mona.
Thank you so much, Will. It was a very nice introduction about me, and thank you very much to the World of Marketing Africa for hosting me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good to have you as well. So, Grace, can you please introduce the next person, the
All
next
right.
panelist?
All right. Our third panelist is one of Africa's finest photographer and filmmaker. He has gotten both local and international recognition. He is the CEO of Digital Medium Africa. And beyond the lens of his camera, he is a trainer's trainer. I would like to call him that way. He is passionate about mentorship and empowering people. He has achieved this through his SME clinic, where he used his organization to help other brands build their structure, help in stability, help them increase their productivity and scalability. He has collaborated with other big brands such as Smirnoff, Nestle, Bailey's, Access Bank, and a host of others. It is interesting and very, very humbling to introduce this man because he has insights in how smartphones has really shaped the world, owing to his experience in continuous utilization of smartphones in his business. I have the honor of introducing Mr. Daniel Foley. Mr. Foley, you're welcome to WoMCast today.
Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you, Will, for having me here. I sincerely appreciate what you guys are doing. Thank you so much. I hope that we're going to have a very great time together today.
All right. Over to you, Will.
Yeah, good to have you here, Daniel Foley. So you can see we have some intellectually sounded people here in the studio with us. Let's give them our attention as they air their opinions on today's topic, that is shape the world with your smartphone. So we'll start with God's Power, F. Young. Can you briefly, for 2 minutes, give us your opinion concerning the topic, shaping the world with your smartphone?
Okay, yeah, so thank you so much, Will. I would start by appreciating you guys for the efforts you've put in so far to make this successful. And as a representative for Converge Media in the United States, I would say Converge Media would not be in existence today if not for the invention of smartphone in the world. Converge Media actually helps influencers own their audience and not rent them. And this is done through the use of mobile phone. And there's a whole lot that can be done with the use of our smartphones. We've seen, like you, in the introduction video you played, mobile phone has been in existence since 1992, about 28 years from now, and it keeps changing and changing, and um, that shows that there is room for improvements. There's room for so many important things we could use smartphones for. So today's topic about shaping the future with our smartphone would focus on how we can well utilize our smartphones that we have in our pocket. The founder of WoMCast mentioned something that we are carrying a powerful machine in our pocket. So let's look forward to the program and stay tuned to enjoy everything everyone has in package for us. Over to you, Will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, God's Power, for that. And secondly, we would also like to hear from the second panelist, the person of Shakawat Muna. Let's hear what he thinks about the topic, shaping the world with your smartphone.
Thank you so much, Will. Basically, the smartphone connects us to the globally. Without the invention of the smartphone, maybe today I will not be able to talk with you guys. And smartphone is something. It's an amazing machine that help us to lead a easy and convenient life, like from morning to till bed, in every single moment of life the smartphone is now uh, leading to us. How before going to the office you need to have the support of the smartphone, like you call the Uber, you can call the Pathao to go to the office. After going to the office whole day, there is a many communication with the suppliers, many communication with the customers, your team members, superiors, subordinate, everything we are going through the smartphone through the application. And the impact, if you consider the impact, the one of the most important impact of human life of the smartphone is the it's increasing the productivity Of course, there is some negative aspects, but it depends how you are using the smartphone, and you need to have the proper use of the different application to make your task more easy. I am talking about from the corporate perspective. Of course, there is some business perspective. So if we look back to 10 years back and 10 years after, then we can imagine how dramatically last 10 years has changed, and also the coming days, the different the users of a smartphone, we can see the next generation also can see. So from my point of view, the smartphone is a part and parcel of your daily work. So without smartphone, maybe the day will become that the people will not think about any other option. So smartphone can be the only one option to shape your future. Thank you so much. This is the end from myself.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muna. That was very lengthy. Thank you very much. I'm sure you have a whole lot of things to say on this topic. But then let's give attention to our third panelist to hear his opinion on what he has to say on this particular topic. Mr. Foley, please, we'd like to have your opinion.
Okay, thank you very much, Grace. Now, for me, I like to start by saying that this is a very amazing topic that you guys at WoMCast have chosen. How do you shape the world with the smartphone? Because when you talk about the word shaping the world, that's a very big word. That's powerful, right? How do you shape the world? How do you shape the future? And to me, that means that the smartphone is not just a device. We must approach the smartphone as not just seeing it as a device, but actually as power, right? And so for me, as a business owner, in the past 10 to 12 years, what has happened is that beyond having to advertise via magazine and newspaper, right, the advent of the smartphone has made it possible for every business to be able to reach out to potential customers directly. And now that's a lot of power. You can not just directly, but also in a more affordable manner. And that's why when you do business online, the cost of failure is cheaper than the cost of failure locally. Now, the chances of success is also higher online than the chances of success locally, right? Because you have access to millions of people, especially through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all of which would not have thrived without smartphones, right? And so the popularity of smartphone and the power that smartphone carries today is what has helped those big platforms, to be able to function and thrive. And it has also created an atmosphere for business owners, individuals, and entrepreneurs to also be able to leverage those platforms, And so I did a post on Instagram yesterday, and in that post, I said that the entire power that a smartphone has today is more than the computing power that got men to moon, right? And so the power the smartphone has today in terms of computational power is much more higher and powerful than the computational power that the PC that got men to moon has. And so what we must have in mind is the power of the smartphone and how do you use it to shape the future. I think that's what we're going to be talking about today, which is going to go a very long way. So, I would assess the smartphone from the approach of, seeing it as a powerful device that, yes, you can actually use to shape the future. That's also helped me in my business to do that.
All right. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Over to you, Will.
Yeah, so now we are all geared up to move forward in the program. And now we have some questions that we would like to ask the panelists as well in regards to this topic. The first one is directed towards God's power. God's power, you have 8 years of experience in the corporate world, and you've worked in different sectors as well. What impact has smartphones had both in your personal growth and the growth of some of these companies you've worked for?
Yeah, thank you so much, Will. So I would say I'll use the case study of the company I still work with, which is Converge Media. So recently, if you noticed, you must have noticed rather that BlackBerry, the BlackBerry Messenger, that's the pin, was they stopped using BlackBerry Messenger. And at the time, many years ago, if you were not having the BlackBerry pin, you'll be nobody. I can remember when I was printing my first business card, I had my BlackBerry pin in it. So that shows how the advancement in the mobile industry. So today, BlackBerry does no longer exist. The BlackBerry pin, rather, the messenger does no longer exist. But people still message because they have been, WhatsApp, WeChat, Facebook Messenger, and so many other platforms as such. So my company made something very interesting, which is to own your audience. So what if brands like Instagram today crash? What would happen to influencers like those who have 2 to 3 million followers who actually make a living from their followers on Instagram? So what happens to them when Instagram say, okay, we're done with Instagram, we don't want to have Instagram anymore. Instagram is no longer going to exist. So that means that's bad business for them. So Convert Media came up with a platform that helps these influencers own their audience by developing a mobile app where they redirect their fans to. So everything they have on their social media, on their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything goes to the app, and they engage their fans through the app. So if what happened to BlackBerry now happens to Instagram or Facebook or whichever, then they still have a say in the market and still have access to their clients or their fans. So uh, so many influencers so far has jumped into this platform, and it's really helping them to actually have direct access to their fans. So this way I've seen a lot of improvements and development in the mobile industry, and which is very interesting.
Wow, amazing, amazing, simply amazing. Thank you so much for throwing light to uh, the question that was being asked. We also have another question. Grace, can you please help us with that question?
Okay. So this particular question is directed to Shakadmua. Would you say that the inclusion of smartphones has changed the workspace dynamic? And if that's the case, how have you benefited from it, from your own point of view?
Okay, thank you so much, Grace. Basically, the smartphone. If I tell you about the how its impact on the workplace, uh, it dramatically changed. Because 5 years back, I will give you the one example the how it changed. The 5 years back, when I worked in my previous company, we were supposed to expand our business to all over the Bangladesh. So what we thought, the how to manage the workforce from the remote area. That time everyone does not have the smartphone, so we need to depend on the some courier service, and also it took 2 to 3 days to get the actual report of sales from the sales force, because that time it was not possible to provide the laptop to the every single sales force. Of course, to the upper body, I mean the territory head can have it, but they also cannot access the all the area on same day. So at that time we had this situation that the report of sales force and the detailed information of the market, we had to wait for 2 to 3 days to access it. So once everyone, we ensure that everyone should have the smartphone, then we got the result instantly, because that smartphone install the application software. So instantly any single sales order they receive, automatically we receive in our corporate office. I mean, from the remote area to head office, we easy to connect with them, and instantly we can access all the market information. And if they want to send some the picture of the some, like I am in the office, I want to check the display situation of my product, visibility of my product. Instantly we can ask them. And also management of the sales force also. So like every single time you cannot go to the market, you cannot check their activity. But if you have this smartphone, it's very easy to check and track their activity as well. So these changes, when these changes happen, the productivity of the entire team and also the management and control of the workforce, gain the productivity of 20 to 30%, and also it gives the extra edge to the business. Definitely, the result was completely different. This is just one example. And if I tell you that the other impact, it's it's leveraging the communication. So instant and is for easy communication. Now smartphone is playing a vital role. Like WhatsApp, Viber, Imo, we are using every time. Every single moment we are getting the information from the market, from the supplier, from the customers, from the all stakeholders. So just you open your smartphone, you can get all the relevant information. And the and I told about the productivity. If I tell you the global perspective in the workplace, how productivity helps, the Forbes magazine conduct one survey, the among the 500 business leaders in the globe. So what they found from that survey, they on an average per day, 58 minutes time they can save by using the smartphone. This is one thing. Another thing, if you check the application in the Google Play Store, 2 million apps is related to the productivity, and in the Apple Store you will find 1.5 million apps related to the productivity. And that reports also entails that 90% of people using their smartphone, business people, related to the productivity. In terms of my organization also, that we fix our meeting by WhatsApp. We check our progress of task, progress of any project
Mr.
by
Muna, that has
Asana.
been a very exhaustive one.
And by the Asano. So there is another application that by this application you can see everything, every progress of your task on entire team. So like this, there are several improvement by this smartphone. We can see that you can improve the customer service. You can always get connected with your office customers and the suppliers, and also you can work from home. Now we are working remotely from March due to the pandemic. So this is also, and the most important, last but not the least, which is education and training. That if you want to update your skill day by day, from a smartphone you can get that support. Because when you are in the commute, when you are in the transport, you nothing have to do. But that time by using your smartphone, you can learn. Because there are lot of application related to the learning. The second part of your question, you said my personal point of view. If you tell me how I get the benefit from the smartphone, so my first point is related to the education and training. I always believes in one thing: the things today you have learned, tomorrow maybe.
Okay, my network has been very bad. So sorry about that. All right, over to you,
Okay.
Will. Please kindly introduce the next speaker and ask your question.
Okay. Grace. Grace.
Okay, sorry about that, Mona. We're actually working with time. Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much for everything that you brought up. Now we have a question here that is directed to Daniel Foley, and the question is that, Mr. Foley, how has smartphones helped you navigate from being just a photographer to a digital marketer?
Okay, so I think I'd like to create a scenario to talk about that movement. But it's not a movement. It's just the smartphone helped me to actually expand, right, from being a photographer to digital marketer. And if you look at it in concept, right, being a photographer, you need to consider that how is your content consumed, right, as a photographer. And today, the largest platform of content consumption actually comes from smartphones. When you do a good image, people share it on social media, you share it on your Instagram, your Facebook, or Twitter. And so if you look at how smartphone connects photography and digital marketing, the fact that Instagram and Facebook are actually applications that let you not only share your content, but also advertise, right? And so you find a relationship between photography and digital marketing. Now, the reality is you cannot do advertising or marketing without content. In fact, you can't go online without content. It's impossible. Everything that has to translate to the internet must come in either pictures, videos, audio, text, or graphics. And so if you look at the live stream we're having today, we have to share videos, right? And so we're using videos to connect with the audience. And so when you look at that, you find out that it was very easy for me to bring in digital marketing into photography, right, as a business. And so I'm hoping that perhaps there is an audience that is watching and saying, okay, how can I add smartphone? How can I use smartphone to bring an advantage to my own business, right? And the reality is this: you need to align anything you're doing to the internet, and to do that, the smartphone is a bridge, right? So you have to understand that smartphone can help you connect, to bring whatever it is that you're doing, whatever skill that you have, to the internet, right? And so what you must do as maybe a business owner or as an entrepreneur is to ensure that you bring anything you're doing, you create content from it, you connect to your audience on social media, you use Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever platforms that you feel, or LinkedIn, right? So whatever social platform applies to your own business, right, or can help you reach out to your audience, then you should know that you have to use your smartphone. And the good thing is this: with smartphones today, you can have fantastic pictures. With smartphones, you can do fantastic videos, and you can create valuable content for your audience. And that way, if you connect to your audience, you show your product, you show your service, right, and they buy into it, yeah, that helps you to grow, and also scale. And yeah, that will definitely help you to shape the future one way or the other, because the smartphone is an access tool, right, for you to be able to connect to the world.
Thank you very much, Daniel Foley. The smartphone is an access tool. Without the smartphone, you cannot take your business online. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have other questions that we would like to ask, but these questions are open. It's an open question. So anybody can choose to answer the questions. So the first question we have here is, what steps can we take to better utilize the full potential of our smartphones? What steps can we take to better utilize the full potential of our smartphones?
Okay, but from my side, if I tell you the okay, so if I tell you shortly from my side that every organization, from the organizational point of view, I am telling you that the employee of the organization should know the productive use of the smartphone. The organization should take the steps to train to their employees how to utilize the best out of it. Because when we use the smartphone, we have the power. I mean, whatever we want to do, we do. But as I said to you in the beginning, that if you don't know the proper use of the smartphone, I mean, in productive way for the business during working time, also it can kills you time. So get connected with the all productive application, and also the connection, the bridge between organization and employees, and provide that kind of training so that employee get aware about the uses for their business purpose, like collecting the customer information, market information, and also competitor information. Just instantly they can collect and they send to their offices, and they from the back office also can produce the report from their smartphone. Thank you so much from my side.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Mona. Does any other person have some thoughts concerning this question? Okay, if not, we can move to the next question. The next question is, what challenges do you think could hinder the majority from keying into the opportunities that are available for us to use the smartphones?
Okay.
First, you can still
Okay. So I
so
think
you can still talk about the opportunities, and then what challenges would actually hinder the majority from keying into these opportunities.
Okay, well, maybe I should mention a few opportunities. The co-speakers also mentioned the fact that they can help you save time, right? Which is the key opportunity that smartphone presents. It can help you also work better, collaborate better, right? Tools like Slack, Zoom, Trello, Asana, they all help you do that, right? It can also help you measure performance, right? Because in life, whatever you cannot measure, you cannot manage, right? And so you have to be able to measure. There are time tracking tools that can help you to measure employee performance and the exact time that they spend, actually doing work. Another opportunity that is available is smartphones can also help you reach the market faster, right? Which means that you have direct access to customers, right? You can easily ship a product very quickly and get it to the marketplace on time, right? And so for someone who wants to take advantage of this, I think the first thing you need to understand is that when you have a smartphone that is not connected to the internet, you have reduced the capacity of that smartphone to like 0.5%, right? And so when your smartphone is disconnected from the internet and all you have is just a device that is not connected, then you're losing touch, right? And so you lose a lot of what do I call it now? So you lose a lot of traction, right? By not connecting your phone to the internet. And so the first thing I want to say is you must ensure that data, right, is no longer your concern, no longer your problem, right? I know in some African countries, right, we still have this data issue, but I think it's getting better. Data is becoming cheaper, and so if we can get data to be much more cheaper and lots of people can afford it, that's a green light there. And so data is one of the constraints, right? And so once that is fixed, then good. You're in business. Now, the second thing that I also want to consider, especially for business owners, right, is to ensure that you have payment, a way to actually get customers to be able to pay you online, right? And so, which is financial inclusion. Make sure that you're financially included, right? And you're digitally included as well. So if you connect financial inclusion, digital inclusion, and the fact that you can be on the internet 24 hours, I think a combination of all three, will actually be very powerful for you. So make sure you don't lose from any of those angles.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daniel Foley.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Daniel Foley has highlighted some amazing opportunities that are there for us. And one of such opportunity for us to better utilize our smartphone is to make use of those tools that are available. There are so many apps that can help us to work more efficiently and reach our customers on time. So we have another question. Yeah, the question is, what revolutionary revolutionary change do you think the next generation will experience that we do not already have as far as smartphones are concerned? What revolutionary change do you think the next generation will experience that we do not already have as far as smartphones are concerned? So who would like to take up this question?
Maybe I can help here. I'm not quite sure the question. I don't think the question is straightforward enough, but I would try. So what revolutionary change do you think the next generation will experience? I won't say the next generation because it's nearly impossible to predict what the next generation will be. Things are already happening so fast, right? 100 years from now is already possible in 5 years, right? And so the way technology is advancing, right? The things that you would think would happen, in another 10, 15 years will happen the next month. Before you know it, someone has done it, right? And so I wouldn't like to call it maybe the next generation, but what I think that some revolutionary change we should still expect from, using your smartphone is we're expecting some innovation like virtual reality and augmented reality, right, to be much more effective, right? And so we should start talking about virtual tour, right, which is how do I go to Dubai from my home without actually going to Dubai. So how do I experience an hotel, right? So we know that this innovation has been used by some folks in the hotel and hospitality industry, right? And but we should expect to see a lot of change there. And then we see something like that in game design, right? And so some games today use virtual reality. I used to have a PS Vita, and I know that I could play augmented reality games, from that. And so we should expect a lot of change there. Also, another area that we should expect to see change is in terms of health, right? In terms of what assessing health and education, right? And so we think that as time goes on, it will be much more. It's available. This technology are actually available. They are in existence, but they are not popular, right? And so, if you look at video conferencing, for instance, it's been there for many years, but until COVID-19 came, right, not many people embraced it, right? As a matter of fact, if in some places, if you said you wanted to have a meeting online, it sounded like pride, like you didn't want to show up to the client. And so the client would say, okay, why would you want to do online rather than actually come to my office to sit down with me, right? But today, everyone is forced to do online meetings, and people are getting to figure that, being online is as good, right, if not better than even meeting physically, because you waste a lot of time actually getting to the business place or the client before you actually are able to engage with them. And so things can happen, much more like this. Meetings can be scheduled in 10 minutes, and then you can quickly make decisions on time. I think that one other place that we're expecting to see smartphone become really powerful is in the workplace, right? In terms of how work is being done. I always say that work is what you do, not where you go. And so we're beginning to see a lot of traffic in terms of remote work. So a lot of companies and even employees, right, are asking for remote work. And there are tools today to make that happen. And we're already seeing that it is possible for you to be able to work from home, right, without actually going to work, yet you perform as optimal as you're supposed to. So in terms of education, we're yet to see our kids begin to learn from home as effective as possible. But I think with time, these technologies will evolve, and then things will be able to happen in that direction. I hope that
Thank
helps.
you very much, Mr. Cody. Yeah, that was really, really insightful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm sure our audience
Yeah.
benefited a lot
Yes.
from that response.
So because of let us just move right into the questions from the audience.
Okay.
I have so many questions that are being dropped from the audience, so we'll take the first one that we can find.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a question. Should I take that, Will?
Just 1 second.
Okay. Okay.
We have
I
a
would
question from
Shibalika Raj. Thank you so much, Shibalika Raj. She wants to know customers' loyalty through mobile marketing. I mean, some steps she wants to know.
from your end.
Yes. So basically, nowadays the customer loyalty is one of the difficult tasks to manage, because we have seen the many steps from the many brands to keep the customer loyalty they are doing. But the smartphone is also can support to keep the customer loyalty. We are using the WhatsApp and the other social media apps like Imo, Viber, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. So one of these steps can be based on the customer data, that numbers we can add from one device, and from that device we can send them the birthday wishes, anniversary. This is not something new. This is common, but the uses and the timing is important. So anniversary uses and the special occasion, always remember them. And even in during this pandemic time, if you say hello to your customers and send the greetings to your customers about their health condition, or sending the health tips to the customers. So this kind of activity you can do by utilizing, so that customer feel the care and love from the brand. Customer feel the affection to the brand, because in the this pandemic time, people are feeling so insecure about their life, and they are always worry about, and business owner also having the many issues. So if you care by this, digital, using the digital platform, and the smartphone is a main tools. Of course, it's very helpful to give them the some belief, that the thought that, of course, as a company, as a brand, we are along with you, we care our customers. I think this is can be the one of the step that can brand can take to keep the customer loyalty.
Do any of the panelists have any addition, please?
No, not at all.
All right. Let's take another question. Okay. So who wants to take on this question?
Now, this is a very important question, I must say, right? The internet grows bigger, right? And first, let me tell you the truth. The fair truth, I think, is that it's impossible to secure fully everything on the internet, right? And so, and this security beyond the bridge comes from a lot of things. So, take for instance, at Danafoli SME Clinic, we've had questions like, how can I secure my video so that nobody is able to download it, right? I want to sell video content, I want to secure it and ensure that nobody is able to download it. And I tell you what, that I actually had to email a couple of companies. I had that challenge at some point, right? And I had to email a couple of companies, big companies that, competitors to YouTube. And they said to me that, look, we cannot guarantee that these videos will not be downloaded. That's the fair truth, right? And everything you do online today is actually tracked. So there are cookies, there are stuff that it's nearly impossible to say that you're fully secured. But the reality is this. I think that the real fear of security are for those who aren't doing the right things, right? If you use the right platforms, then you can be sure that your data is to some extent very secured. So that's not for you to say, okay, you don't want to use YouTube, you don't want to use Facebook. No, right? Because they've taken a lot of effort to ensure that they have global standard in terms of protection. And payment companies, right, like Stripe, PayPal, Flutterwave, Paystack, they've taken a lot of effort to ensure that their servers are secured, right? And anyone who would have to actually, break into it would have to do a lot of work. It's nearly impossible for those ones as well. So except you really have an organized crime, system where they actually want to infiltrate a system, then you can be sure that as an individual using the internet, you are to a large extent protected, right? Especially when you're using secured platforms. So I'll give you an instance. A very simple example is this platform we're using. If you check the browser tab, StreamYard.com, you'd see that there's a padlock there. If you go to that padlock, you would see the information, of how secured that website is. And so I think this is the first step for anyone who wants to protect, his or herself, against a breach. Make sure that when you go to any website, right, and you want to interact there, make sure that there is a padlock sign and click that padlock and it will tell you that your connection is secure. That's the first step. If you want to enter your card details, online, also ensure that the platform you're using is trusted and that they have this padlock there as well. I think anything different from that, you shouldn't bother yourself about it. Just make sure that you're not using the internet for the wrong reasons. If you're using it right and you take this procedure, then yeah, pretty much you should be safe to a large extent.
So, Chirag, I hope your question has been clearly answered. I'm sure you are convinced beyond all doubts that there can be a change as far as that is concerned. All right, who wants to take on this?
Okay, so this question is from Shirag, and it says that there are wide range of mobiles in market. What must be the features or spec that must be looked into while selecting it for smooth operation in all our daily endeavors? So I think it's looking for a specific smartphone
Okay.
that we can.
Okay, so
Okay.
I just tell a bit about this. Basically, to select the smartphone, if you want to get the your operation should be the more smoother. Those are using for the productive cases. So the number one, you need to check the RAM of the device.
Yeah.
How many GB of RAM you can check. Then another thing, the camera you can check, and the processor, the what kind of processor you need to check, because to ensure this smooth operation, processor plays a vital role. The processor you need to check. And also people now like the bigger screen also. If you want for the use for the official purpose or also productive purpose, more screen gives you the more visibility of your report, of your presentation, of your like editing task also you can do. Video making also can do. So it is also helpful to visualize the total picture. So I think these four issues, from my point of view, I will check. So I think Chirag will can consider from his side.
Okay, so one other thing I would to complement what you have just said, my friend, is the lifespan of the phone. I don't want to mention any specific brand, but for you to enjoy your device, you would want it to, the battery should be very strong. So in accordance with every other thing that he has just mentioned, if your battery life, your phone battery life is not strong, so it wouldn't last you your daily endeavor. So it's very important you check that. So be careful when you pick.
All right, we got that clearly. Over to you, Will.
Yes, we also have another question. The question just popped up, but it's down. Let's see if it will come back up. Yes. The question says, what changes in customer behavior arises as a result of the use of smartphones?
One of the changes I would say I've noticed so far would be that as a customer, I literally don't have to walk into a store to buy anything. So I could sit in my couch in my sitting room with my phone and order for anything from probably the US, China, or wherever. So that's one of the features that customer behavior has been affected through the introduction of smartphones. So I'll give room for others to mention other behavioral change that has occurred.
Okay, so from my side, just I want to add one big changes that happened. Like in case of the purchase behavior, now customers are more powerful, because whenever they say some product, some brand, now they want to check, they want to compare with the others existing brands. So that details now they have, which makes them very strong. So if your brand is not providing that much value for their money, the customers will not buy your product. So customer is more powerful by gaining the more knowledge by using a smartphone. Just they go to the Google and they just say. So this is, I think, the one of the important behavior they change. Thank you.
Will I have a question? Can I ask?
Yes, yes, yes.
See, I have a very basic question. Mr. Sakawat, your smartphone knows you better than anyone else, more than your wife and more than anyone else. In fact, more than you yourself. You can forget your details, your birthday, your anniversary, your shopping details, anything, but your smartphone never forget.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
are you scared of this?
Uh, the last part, sorry, last part, I
I
am
I
scared
said,
or
yes. Are you scared of this?
basically without smartphone my life will be really difficult because not only birthday anniversary but also my task also
Yes,
I keep in the Google Keep, so always remind me you need to finish this task on this day, this day, this day. So scheduling also helps me a lot. Thank you so much, Ashish.
that's what I'm saying. Your all details, your banking transactions, in fact, your buying pattern, behaviors, um, which you have done in 5 years back, 10 years back. Google knows everything, and
Yes,
Google tells this thing to your smartphone. So,
yes, true.
don't you think we have to keep some kind of a mechanism to control this?
Of course, that there was a one question about the security issues. So once you using the internet, you have that powerful machine of the smartphone. So we need to check the where we are giving the information, what sort of information we are giving. Sometimes we give the customer review. Sometimes we go to the some page and give our comment, like, and also mentioning something. So these are all we are sharing the our information to the other. So before sharing this kind of information, I mean the important information, as a user of the smartphone, we must consider that what to share and what not to share and where to share. This is, I think, we need to consider.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. With the smartphone, we should also be smart.
Yes, right,
If,
exactly,
if we are
exactly.
if we are using this bundle of joy, okay, this can be bundle of anything. I mean, I
Yes.
don't have words. Yes, over to you, Will.
Yeah, so thank you so much for for bringing more energy or life into this. So,
Yes.
because of our time, I think we should start rounding up. Although there are still some comments, but we're already running behind schedule. So I don't know if I just want to thank the panelists. Thank you all for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this important topic of smartphones. Because a lot of people have smartphones, but they don't utilize it properly, you know. And these smartphones have been used by many to build their future.
I guess he's experiencing some technical issues over there. So I would not like to say that this section has actually been very impactful. I'm sure our viewers and all our friends who have tuned in from different parts of the world has really benefited a lot from this section. Want to thank all the panelists who has made time available to air their opinion on this amazing topic. Thank you, Mr. Foley. Thank you, Mr. Mona. Thank you, Gus Power. It's been
Uh,
interesting having you around. Over to
So,
you, Ashish.
Thank you.
Mr. Ashish,
Thank
Actually,
thank you so much.
there is one more question. Will, there is
Yeah,
one more
thank
question
you.
from Akshay Parghese. Do you have a time for this last question? As technology keep changing, into your expert opinion, what new changes can be seen in a smartphone in context of technology in the future year, like 2000 year in 2020 till 2022? What kind of a changes we can see?
One changes you can see, like the smartphone tells you the give you the suggestion, like you are feeling bored but you are trying different apps, you try to search different songs on YouTube, but that by the artificial intelligence the smartphone try to read your mind and give you the proper suggestion. Okay, go to this site, or please listen this music, so you will feel better. So that kind of maybe happen, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
Sakhavat, which smartphone you are using right now?
Sorry.
Which brand of smartphone you are using right now?
I am using basically two brand. One is the Apple, one is the Huawei. So these two brand I am using for a long time.
Great.
And previously I was using the Xiaomi. I was using. Now my wife is using basically that phone.
Good. Yeah. Yes, Will, over to you.
Yeah, I think Daniel Foley wanted to say something concerning that question
Okay.
as well.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to add to what Mona said, right? And I like the fact that he said maybe, because really it's nearly impossible to be sure these days, right? With the growth that we're experiencing in terms of technology, but I think that the two things will become prominent in the future. Like you said, artificial intelligence, yes, one of them, but sensors will play a lot of role in the future, right? So we see the role that sensors on smartphone devices are playing in terms of fitness and health, right? Ability to be able to use sensors to determine your blood pressure, right? And other health related issues, right? And what I also think that is going to play a very big role um, is going to be in terms of voice prompt. Voice prompt will play a lot of role. If you notice these days, podcasts are getting very big. In fact, the podcast industry is becoming very,
Exactly.
very big, right? And that's because I said it one time, I think about a year ago, and I said that if anything is going to affect Facebook and Instagram. So someone said, is it possible for Facebook to die? I think that was a question, a very, very, very interesting question. And I said, if anything is going to affect Facebook and social platform, it's going to
Uh-huh.
be when we move access, right, from visual, right? And so we find that very soon it's possible that customer behavior may change and they find it more convenient to speak rather than to tap. We're currently in the world of click and tap, right? But very soon, rather than go to Google and search Google Maps and say, I want to order a drink, you may prefer to just say, Google, get me a drink. And with Google Voice, right, you're going to get response. So
Correct.
with that, people will spend less time calling on their phone. Do you understand? So you can say, Alexa, can you play me
Alexa.
Whiskey, right?
Yes, yes.
And the music will start playing, which means that you don't actually have to go and unlock your phone and actually engage. You just speak and it happens.
Exactly.
Now, if that
Yes, yes,
happens,
yes.
you'll find out that the idea of smartphone may then leave these big screens that we have today, and people may not
Yes.
want to go online to do all these things and just speak. So voice is now possibly going to be more powerful than maybe visual or audio. Now we know that those ones have their place, right? But
Yes.
voice will be more powerful in the future. Voice, sensors, and artificial intelligence. I think and Internet of Things, right? That's IoT. Yeah, so we
Yes,
should
yes.
look at all those things and we can see the way the technology is going to be used, and it's going to create a lot of difference.
So before then, my phone knows about me. Okay. So my phone gives order to Google, and Google gives the order to a nearby shop. Okay, to
Yeah, exactly.
pizza for me. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
and,
So
and
that's exactly how it's going to work.
Alexa called to my washing machine to do the work and something like that. Okay. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Alexa,
After 2 years, now after 2 years, in year 2020 or maybe year 23, okay, things will be changed. Everything will be changed.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll give you an instance, right? Samsung released a refrigerator, right? That has a camera sensor inside of it, and then when it finds out that maybe you are low on Coca-Cola, for instance, or you're low on a particular drink, the refrigerator itself will place an order for that drink to replace it. So it has a camera inside. So you can see that you have drinks, maybe you have
Yes.
Anakin, you have Coca-Cola, you have fruits. Once the refrigerator notices that these things are short, right? Maybe you have one left instead of 10. It automatically connects to the internet, makes another order for those items. So it's
So
good.
like that, your refrigerator connect to the Amazon on your smartphone, and that delivers orders to market.
Exactly. And you just see a delivery man will bring the package to you.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to know that things can be
Yeah.
happen very soon.
We're living in very interesting times today. Very interesting times.
Exactly. This is the
Ashish,
best time.
I would like to add now. Uber is doing the same. If you go to the Google, you mentioned the
Uh-huh.
some areas. Google will connect to the Uber. So I recently experienced
Okay.
this
So
thing from the Uber.
yeah.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, Will. So, what is the next question?
Yeah,
Or I
very
mean,
interesting. So because of our time, I think we should round up. I think we should
oh,
round up.
all right. Yes, yes, yes.
We've already gone way past 1 hour. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
um,
Let's,
the questions are there. They're on our YouTube and
your voice is not.
Okay. He wanted to say that the questions are available on our YouTube and Facebook channel for you
Okay.
to review in case you want to communicate with our audience who have them sent in those questions. So please feel free to do that. All right, Will is
so
back on. Will, can you?
any final words from our panelists before we call it a day?
Okay, so this was really interesting. I was supposed to be a proper panelist, but I think I learned a lot from the program. So I can imagine how much the audience themselves would have learned. So thank you so much, guys, for organizing this, and it was nice meeting everybody. So we'll get to talk and see more, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. We'll do that. So, with this note, thanks everyone. I believe I'm talking with the audience. I believe you had a very good time listening of the experts across the world from the Africa and from Bangladesh. Uh, I would like to thanks to our main project strategist, Mr. Will, to organize this WOMCast webcast for World of Marketing. Thanks, Will, and
Thank you.
I would thank our panelists, God's Power, and Mr. Shakhawat and Mr. Daniel. Thank you,
Thank
all
you.
of you,
Thank you so much.
and thank you
Thank you.
all of you for the valuable time. Yeah, and here I'm mentioning. Here, one more important thing I would like to mention, Mr. Shakhawat, who is the brand marketing strategist from Dhaka. He's the ultimate warrior. Yes, guys. Chirag, can we have Mr. Shakhawat Munna on the screen? Yeah, Shakhawat, you are
Yes.
the warrior, warrior. Mr. Chirag,
Okay.
can you also please put me on the screen? Okay,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. He's the ultimate warrior. He has
Thank you
defeated
so much.
Corona recently. Okay, guys, I'm telling this to everyone. He has defeated Corona recently. Great man. I salute you.
Thank you so much. Basically, this is happened. Everyone blessings and also the Almighty Allah and the all the
Yes,
family members and the
God.
well-wishers like around the world of marketing. You always take care by phone and also messages. So it gives me the mental strength. I also very grateful to the team of World of Marketing who always supports me. Thank you so much. And also the founder of World of Marketing, Mr. Ashish. Thank you so much for this big initiative, so that we are now connected with the all over the world, and we can share our thoughts and learn our thoughts from the all other panelists. And I also must say thank you very much to this fantastic panelist and the moderator for their valuable exposure of knowledge that they shared today. It's really amazing. I think audience will keep this live forever. They will see again and again and share and share. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
yes. Thanks,
Thank
Thank you
Vinay.
so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
thanks, Grace Akram, for moderating this event so beautifully. Thanks, and I expect a new show with you very soon, maybe next week. Well, please. Okay, Chirag, can we have Shushil on the? There is one announcement I would like to say. So tomorrow at the same time, Chirag, can we have Shushil on the screen? Okay, maybe he's not available right now. So I would like to make an announcement. Yeah, Sushil is there. Right, correct. Hi,
Hi.
Sushil. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. I'm good. Thank
Great,
you.
man. You look fabulous. You
Thank you.
look great, huh?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're also
So,
looking great. Nice show. Yeah. Nice show. I just enjoyed the session. Seriously, it was very good. Very informative. Very creative. You know, the technology has gone that much far away. Even many people doesn't know about these things, and it has been elaborated very nicely in this session.
yeah. So for the audience, I'm going to announce this tomorrow at the same time. We will have a workshop. Yes, it's a workshop. That too free workshop to get the new skills. That is important. Yes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we will have an expert graphic director, Mr. Sushil, Mr. Sushil Yvonne from Chennai,
Yeah.
to give us a first lesson of the graphic designing. First episode, you can say it's an episode, but he will give the first lesson of graphic designing. Okay, and video editing. Okay, so he will tell us what he will, he will deliver tomorrow for us. Yeah, Mr. Sushil, what is,
Oh,
I mean,
say,
tell me your plan
yeah.
for the audience.
Hi, viewers. So, hope you all enjoyed this informative session on shaping the future with your smartphone. I just enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed it. It was so, so technologically very sound. Okay, so that is technology. That is something different. Now, here, what I'm going to have with you all is about creativity. As technologies are emerging all over the world, simultaneously we are also experiencing enormous creative ideas everywhere around. So we are going to have something it's a kind of you can't say it's a workshop, it's experience. Okay, experience of creating your own ideas, okay, and creating a design which you think in your mind, and you can execute it. Okay, you can execute it in different mediums basically, because previously when I was a child, I always used to think, I used to take a crayon, I used to draw many things. Okay, but I was just thinking whether my drawing will it come in a newspaper. But now today it's happening. So everyone has their own ideas, their own creativity. Creativity is something which is in your mind. Okay, each
Okay.
person has a different creative mind.
No, Sushil, your point is good, but I'm a marketing professional.
Yeah.
Every day I interact with the graphic designers, okay, on the different platforms like Corel and like Photoshop. So what I believe, what I think about the graphic designing, I have to learn either Corel or a Photoshop or Illustrator, right?
Yeah.
So what do you suggest for me? For me, I mean, the millions of marketers for me, like me.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
how do we start? How do we start? Do we need to buy a software? Do we need to buy a different kind of a computer? How do we start?
you have to buy the software. You have to buy the software that is legible. Actually, you have to buy the
Okay,
software. Okay,
okay.
you have now what you're talking about, Photoshop and Illustrator. They are coming into packages. There is something called as it has been created by a company called as Adobe.
Adobe,
Okay,
yeah,
so
Adobe,
yeah,
yeah.
there is something called as Adobe Creative Suite is there. If you want, you can buy it. You can buy it and you can use it. They're having different packages for graphic designing. There's one packages there. video editing, some other packages there. So you can buy accordingly. So if you buy a creative suit, it may cost around 70,000, 80,000, it seems. So you can just
17,000.
70,000. Yeah, the whole suit. It will be having around 10 softwares. Creative suite, Adobe Creative Suite.
Adobe Creative Suite.
Yes, and you have CorelDRAW. It is costing around 35,000.
35,000. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Is there any EMI for this?
Yeah. EMI is there. Okay, you can get it. Okay, so you can personally contact me if you want. I can.
I'll contact you offline. Offline.
Sure. So see, I have seen many marketing persons because they usually I used to get lots of troubles from the from my clients. Okay, because they don't understand things actually, because this is something that has to happen between the mind and the hands. Okay, something has to fix in my mind and that has to come in the hand. Okay, when but what the client is doing to me usually, because every graphic designer, every creative person will experience this.
So tomorrow, Sushil, tomorrow when we will come online to see you, to learn from something from you, so do we need to sit with the laptop or do we need to sit with any kind of a software pre-downloaded?
Tomorrow you don't need. Okay, so tomorrow I'll just explain, because tomorrow we'll be having all theoretical programs, because I'll
ABCD,
explain what
tomorrow we'll learn ABCD. Okay, after that we'll learn the grammar. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That's very important. First learn ABCD, then go for the grammar.
Exactly.
And one more thing, if you can say in one or two languages in sentence in Tamil, because your mother tongue is Tamil, and I want that our friend from Tamil, they come online and they speak in your own language. वो तमिल में ही बात कर सकें. That's what I'm saying.
Tamil. Okay.
Because we have added benefit ना. You can speak to Tamil, so फायदा होने दो इनको.
Sure. World of Marketing in the video webcast sessionல வந்து உங்களுக்கு மார்க்கெட்டிங் பீப்புள் மற்றும் எல்லாருமே பொதுமக்கள் அனைவருமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா உங்களுக்கு நல்ல யூஸ் ஆகிற விஷயங்கள், நிறைய விஷயங்கள் இதில் வந்து வருது. நீங்கள் வந்து சாட்டர்டே சண்டேஸ் அந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்களில் வந்து அந்த மாதிரி நாட்களில் வந்து இதில் வந்து பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இங்கே வந்து உலகத்தில் உள்ள பல இடத்துல இருந்து ஆட்கள் வந்து இங்கே வந்து பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணுறாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்ச விஷயங்கள், அதாவது எல்லாமே பெரிய பெரிய ஆட்கள் தான், யாருமே வந்து சின்ன பொசிஷனில் உள்ள ஆட்கள் கிடையாது, எல்லாருமே பெரிய பொசிஷனில் உள்ள ஆட்கள். அவங்க வந்து அவங்களோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸை ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க. நீங்களும் வந்து அதை பார்த்து கற்றுக்கிட்டு உங்கள் வாழ்க்கையில் வந்து எப்படி வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் போகலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு வழி கொடுக்குது வேர்ல்ட் ஆஃப் மார்க்கெட்டிங்.
Got it.
I just explained, like, World of Marketing is giving good thoughts to many people from all high experienced professionals.
Yeah, great. Yes. Friends, along with Sushil, we will have Nikita Vora. Nikita will come on the WoMCast to teach us WhatsApp marketing. We all are WhatsApp. If you see my mobile phone, I have more than 300 groups.
Our first communication is through WhatsApp only.
Yes, in the morning we see WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So she's the expert digital marketer and WhatsApp marketing expert. So whoever want to learn the skills of WhatsApp marketing, please come tomorrow at the same time on the same webcast. I'll share the details on different social platform like LinkedIn, Facebook. We have been sharing these details last 2-3 days. So we'll again share it. So whoever want to learn those skills, WhatsApp marketing and graphic designing, please come tomorrow. We'll say it. So tomorrow we'll have a skill cast. No gyan, no only talking, but learn to new skills. Okay. So whoever want to learn the tricks of graphic designing and video editing, don't miss this tomorrow session. With this note, thank you. कल मिलते हैं फिर. Thank you.